Saved and Slayed. Hi, ladies. How are y'all? Sorry, I'm late. It was technical difficulties, and I'm not electronically smart with bending and adjusting or anything. So today, I'll wait for a full couple of people to come in just to say hi. Um, how was y'all Mother's Day? I hope it was great. I relaxed actually. I didn't do too much. I popped out for a second or two. But other than that, I really didn't do nothing. So what's going on, Save the Slate? Come on in. I seen this with some colleagues. He be like, "Come on in, best friend. Come on in, best friend." That be having me cracking up. Um, so let me see if it's on. Make sure. So I just wanted to jump on here and say, "Hey, how are you? How was your weekend?" Hey D, thanks for tuning in. Tell your mother I said hi. How was your weekend? How was your Mother's Day? Mine was pretty quiet, but I enjoyed it. So that's why I usually like to do Mondays early, but today I was a little bit late. Just a little resistance going on. Other than that, I've been good. I want to talk about appreciation today. I see it's a lot of things that, as I get older that I see now as a mother. Of course, we don't know till we get older that I didn't appreciate. So I had a special guest, and I kind of conflicted the time. I don't like people to be overloaded with stuff, and being because my schedule is free, that don't mean or whenever, but we're still gonna have her on here. I just want to make sure it's a day that I'm not conflicting with anything else that she has to do. Amen. We want to be mindful of people time and a space when, especially when they have a lot to eat on their hands and you don't. Hi, Damon. Save the Slay. How you been, sir? That is good. I'm pretty sure you've been good. You're a big boy, like as far as handling problems and situations. So let me get to it. So I'm going to talk about appreciation. I remember I probably am in some areas the most unappreciative person ever, and God really had to deal with me about that. So for the people who don't know, I'm Cindy. Save the Slade is, hey, Sharice, Save the Slade is any woman. Your slave might not be my slave. That don't mean you're not saved and slayed. Whatever, however you do or whatever you wear. Me, I just do a little. I do a lot. I do extra, but that don't mean that my slave is not your slave. And your slave may not be my slave. That don't mean you're not saved and slayed. So Mother's Day, I want to come over here and do this whole presentation. Then I got in my feelings and I didn't do it. So I didn't do it. So then I said, well, God, I'll do it today. So my name is Cindy, right? I have 5 kids. I have Walter, Diamond, Savon, Celinda, and Little Round. Um, when I was 14, my mother died. So my mother died. And hey, Felicia, how you doing, boo? My mother died when I was 14. So actually, she died in December because Walter was born in August. So she never got a chance to groom me and to talk to me and to mold me. But even when I was younger, I always stuck up under my mother. Like I was always up under her. I knew what she was doing. I knew she was moving, and I knew how she was moving. So all I knew is that my mother died, and I don't know if y'all know, but when your mother is gone, it seemed like there's nobody that's gonna be real with you, or that's how I felt. There's nobody who could help me out with these kids. So it was either her or me, and I kind of listened to me a lot, but I was young. Like you got a child at 14, 15. No, I was 15 because Walter was born in August and his birthday is August and I was in September. So I actually was 15. So a month lower. So my mother died. I didn't know what to do. Like literally. I was always grown, always, I was a wanderer. I go where I wanted to go, always disobedient. Um, but I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't disrespectful to her. So I'm in school. I remember I was at Riverside High School. So and I had been late, and when you go to detention at school, you kind of like you. This is how I found out she died. Um, and You go to school, and you I was in detention, and so the principal came and got me. I know I'm late, girl. I know. I said that I was having technical difficulties, girl. The thing was messing up. I already be in my feelings about this. Okay, like so what happened was I was in school and the principal came and got me. So now I know I'm supposed to be in detention, but I'm just gonna go on to class because I don't feel like going. I go to detention, and the man comes in there and says, Lucinda, and I'm like, oh my God, like he caught me. So I say yes, and he was like, I was like, I know. And I was saying, I know because I know I'm not supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be in detention. He looked at me. He was like, your mother died? Can you say a distraught moment? Like, could you? I looked at him. I was like, what? And he said, oh, you didn't know? Mr. Lopez, I'll never forget him. He was like, well, I'm screaming and hollering. He's like, well, maybe it's just a prank. I looked at him. I said, people don't prank like that. So make a long story short, so I found out, that's how I found out. Here I am with this baby. Thank God I did have my kids' fathers. God has blessed me with good baby fathers. I will say that, and I'm grateful. Of course, I didn't know it now. I didn't appreciate it now, but when I look back of all the help that I had, I could see God's hands all over me and how he was keeping me. So, so I go to school, I get picked up from school, I'm just in distraught mode. I go to my mother's house. And when I go to my mother's house, they had already took the body and everything. So all of us brothers and sisters, and we get up together. And so I walked to the house. I just was in complete disbelief. Like, I think we think people just live forever. And me being young, I kind of did. I said, well, maybe, literally, I just didn't think it. But even then, like I was saying, that even then, God showed me how he was dealing with me. He was talking to me because the night before, because she died on a Monday, the night before, I was sitting down, and I was sitting down, and I heard, my spirit was like, you should go see your mother before she died. And I was like, she's not going to die. And sure enough, that Monday she died. So that kind of took a different type of toll on my life because I had to grow up quick. So I was already, I already watched my mother in a lot of aspects. And I ain't gonna hold you, my mother was a player. She was a player. She had 5 kids. So as well, she had 5 kids. So with her having 5 kids, it was like, it's 5 of us, 3 what is it? 3 girls and 3 boys. And the youngest is named Cindy and Bobby, like the Brady Bunch, right? And so the older kind of grew up with each other because they was older, and it was always me and Bobby. Like, me and Bobby are like, everybody know that's her brother. Don't say nothing. Yeah. So, and that's how, so it was always us. So when my mother died, it was me and Bobby. He was basically younger. I had to grow up. I mean, I was already grown to the point that when she died, I actually brought the dress that she was buried in because we didn't have any money to. Like, it was like, that be what I'm gonna do. So I brought the dress my mother was buried in, and I'm 15 with a baby. I got to make something happen. So I was already with my baby father, my first boyfriend. We got our house. So here I am, 15, 16, with my own house, doing my own thing. And the grown-ups used to come to me. Like, literally. What I'm saying is I had nobody to go to because I was the go-to. And it was just real, real rough. It was not knowing who your friend was, and you talking to the adult, trying to get them the question, and they asking you for the answer, or multiple people just living with me. It's funny, the people that you help be the people that don't like you. You'll be like, oh, okay. But glory to God that I had it for that. Here I am, 16 years old, with everything that a 30-year-old had. So, that produced a lot of pride, I would say, because I was like, what could you tell me that you can't tell me nothing? And that's how I kind of felt. I had these kids. Um, I'm hungry. I didn't know what I was doing. I promise you, I did not know. All I knew is to make sure they have food and be secure. I didn't know about uh, I did not know about cooking. Everything I did was trial and error. That's why I'll be so grateful unto God for my kids, because I tell God, I said, God, the things that they went through, the damage that I did, now that I'm saved, you know what I'm saying? I need you to heal and repair that immediately, because if I hadn't done anything all right, me living for God was the best thing I can do, like going completely hard. And I was gonna talk about it yesterday, and I was like, I don't feel like it, or whatever. And it was just on my heart because um my daughter said to me, she said, "Ma," she said, "I'm sorry you had a bad hard life." I said, "Don't be sorry." I said, "Because you didn't have a hard life." And that's what I'm grateful for. That even through how hard I had it, I could still see some joy in it. Like, you don't understand. I say, okay, you think I'm just bragging about my kids flying me out to to Florida and having a 5 bear air bed, but it's not that. It's just that because we have such a rocky relationship, you know. My mother ain't teach me too much. I watch her. I'm a more of a watcher, and just to let you know, like, the last relationship I was in, God, I'm telling you, God protected me, because that guy wanted to kill me. Not that he wanted to kill me, he was on his way to kill me, and he went to jail. And people was like, "Oh, what you do to him?" It's not about that. It's a spiritual thing. Everything is spiritual. So what happened was, my mother's mother got killed by her boyfriend. My mother, she died, but they say before, because I do investigations. Like, I investigate a lot of stuff. I'm nosy, but I'm nosy to a point where I need to know what I need to know, not to be in somebody else's business to bring them down. So I come to find out that my mother and her boyfriend was fighting the day before, and he hit her in the head with a bat or something, so she died. It was called an aneurysm. So when I talk about, me getting married and things like that, I'm not saying it like I'm just so hungry for a man, because a man is like, you at the corner store, you can get a man. It's just the union that the enemy tried to snatch from us, because I'm a curse breaker. So I had to break the curse in my family, because there's nobody that's married in my family that's a woman, literally. The men are, but the women are not. And I said that because I know why I've been single for so long, because God had to just he had to remake me over completely. And when I mean completely, I mean from inside out. So what you see is the glory of God. It has nothing to do with me knowing how to even get myself together, because I didn't. And I'm so grateful unto God, like, even with, the things that he gives me and he says to me and how he deal with me. And I don't know who he think I am, right? I'll be like, I'm nobody. He still chose me. So my grandmother got killed by her boyfriend. My mother got killed by her boyfriend. And the last relationship that I was in, he was on the side of my car with a knife. I was at a light and I didn't even see him. He was trying to kill me, and I gave myself over to God. I said, God, because sometimes, yeah, you got brothers that's killers, and you got brothers that'll do this and shoot that, but listen, sometimes they can't get to you, and you could have been gone. And I believe in my heart, if I hadn't gave myself over to the Lord, that I would have been dead. It's not nothing in me that would not have told me that I would have been dead. Like I said, my mother was a player. It was in me. It was in me to play, like, literally. and and everybody don't be playing with you, Cindy. So that's why I don't date too much. If I see you acting up, I just go on by my way, because I'm waiting for God. Like, God, I can't pick nobody right if you told me to, but I thank God that he did give me my baby fathers. They are good. They are supportive, and they genuinely love me. You know what I'm saying? And it is very good that you have relationships with your kids' father. I don't care what's going on, what they do, how they do. Like, I was just thinking about my baby father the other day. I was like, let me call him. And he in the hospital. I'm like, oh my God. It's not nothing. We're not dating or anything, or we're not trying to. It's just that, you have to have that type of love for your kid's father. So I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of background about me and why I go so hard for the Lord. Like, I don't care what's going on. I don't care what you do. I don't care what I do, how I do it. I don't care how I start a conversation. It always resorts back to Christ, because I know if it was not for him, I wouldn't be here. Like, I'm grateful for when my kids text me. I don't even care if they text me if they mad. I'll be like, oh, okay, they text me. They have somebody that they can go to, and that they know that even no matter how long it's going to be, I'm going to give them a sincere answer, and I got their back. I'm not one of them parents, so I don't got your back when you're wrong. I mean, I got your back to you, but I'm going to let you know when you're wrong. It was hard raising them kids. It was hard because I was a young mother, but I wasn't young. So a lot of the stuff the other kids could do or could get, I couldn't do or get because I'm my mind, I'm old school. So it was hard raising them girls. It really, really was. I was smart enough though. I never called them a B. I never called them a hoe. I never did any of the things but I was just completely so mean. And it was like, and my grandson, we was out of town, and he said to me, it broke my little heart, I swear. And he said, Granny, he said, why was you mean to my mother when you was younger, that she was younger? I said, to Diamond? Like, I was the nicest to her. I was like, oh, you were, and I had to think about that. I said, you know, Jahan, I said, probably because I was young. I said, and I didn't know how to raise kids. And I said, and I was probably frustrated. And I used to tell my kids, I said, when I went out in the streets, I had to have this persona, because you wasn't going to say or do anything to my kids. Like, everybody know that. Like, we don't do that with Cindy kids. Like, so they know. They don't play with my kids. Everybody know that. You know, our people came to me, you're Jahan's grandmother? Yeah, because I didn't holler at him, because we know. Listen, I'm not that bad. But before I was saved, it was nothing nice. And I had to tell him, I said, I was young, I didn't know. And he was like, I said, and when you are out in the streets, and I say the streets because when you ain't got no mama, honey, it's the streets. It ain't this dude. It ain't no cut. It is the streets when you don't got no mama. That's why it's very, very important that you cherish and you love on your mother. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what she said. I don't care how she did it. You know, most of my audience is saved. You take it to God in prayer, but you coming back out your mouth. And that's another reason why I'm here today, is because I was never disrespectful. You know, when you out in the streets, you in the streets. It's so you can't take your hat off from coming out in the streets, checking people, they ready to fight you. You got more than me. What you want to fight me for? You want to fight me because you see my baby daddy making sure I'm good, or you seeing this and that, these kids, Georgia. Well, that was his doing. He kept them kids fly. I ain't know nothing about that. I was a housewife for the longest, like literally in the house taking care of kids, and the best I knew how. And what happened is that so you can't take that hat off. You can't come out from outside, right? And then say, oh, I'm going in the house to be with my kids. Let me put on my mommy hat. You are who you are. And it was hard out here. I am telling you, you wouldn't understand. And it's by the grace of God that I'm not strung out, that I'm not on drugs, that I ain't never had to prostitute, that I ain't never had to do any of the things that I see a lot of people my age have done to stay afloat, you know. And it just breaks my heart that that where was the woman that I needed when I was that age? Like, where was these women at that guide me and tell me you can do this, you can finish school, you can make it? They were nowhere around. And I decided to become that woman. Like, I don't never ever want to see somebody going through something and laugh at them, or befriend them to talk about them, or to befriend them to see who they most inner secrets and then take it, or dog nobody. And anybody know me know that. Like, and even if you don't, I'm telling you now, you know, I had to go through so y'all, so whoever comes to me won't go through, because it's a way. I know I get on people's nerves. I'm listen. I don't care. I am going to love you into what you need to do. And that's what Saved and Slayed is about. It's not about this look, girl. Please. It's about, what is your heart doing? How are you helping the next woman be a better version of herself? No one taught me that. No one said, listen, sis, you can do this. You can do that. Never. And don't forget, you in a relationship, you don't even know how to be in a relationship, because what healthy relationship have you had? My mother was a player. I'm sorry. She's a player slash pimp. Her boyfriend worked at Chevrolet. He worked the first, the last shift. My stepfather, who raised me, who was her dude, he worked at Chevrolet the first shift. Like, this is real talk. That's all I seen. It was nothing other than, I never heard her talk about how, she genuinely loved somebody. She did everything, everything. She did the outward appearance of a wife. She looked like a wife. She cooked like a wife. You know what I'm saying? She made us look like, but she was none of that. So I never had even, God even tried to teach me about things about being a wife through my relationship with him. So I don't take me lightly. Like, I don't take this walk. I don't take how I handle myself lightly. So people see me being extra, or she thinks she is. It's not that I think that I'm all that. It's just that I have a standard by which I need to stand by, because I got people watching me. And the first people I care about is my kids. My kids ain't never seen a man beat me, hold me, or have they? Probably. But not in front of them. I was a ratchet mess. Come on. So I just wanted to give y'all a little background about what a Saved Slate is about, and if you don't do nothing else, living for God, that's the best thing you can do. That's what's gonna take you to new heights. Like, I don't care what I did, how I stopped, how I stumbled. My resort was always back to God, because I knew He had my back. Like, He was the only one person that I can trust, and I believed that. So with me believing that, with me trusting that, like, I'm just not gonna be serving nobody who I ain't serving him this long if he ain't doing nothing for me. So even when I feel like I'm up, and if I think I'm too up, God will bring me right down, because he had to remake a grown woman over again. I'm talking about remake my thinking, how I think, how I feel, how I see stuff. He had to reprogram me, and that's not something that you do overnight. If God said if I was homeless, no, you couldn't go with OJ or to get your money to get back on your feet. You gonna have to do what you gonna have to wait. And I was always taken care of. Like, I was always taken care of. So I had to learn how to take care of me. I had to learn. So there's people be like, you work so long, girl, I'm catching up. Catching up. So with that being said, I just wanted to give a little bit of transparency about who I am and where I come from and why I go so hard. Because people see me and they just be like, oh, and it's, girl, it's deaths to this beauty. Beauty is not what you have. It is not how you look, but it is about your relationship with the Christ, relationship with Christ, and how you treat other women. Only weak women want to bring down another woman. It takes a strong woman to know somebody does not like them, somebody do not want to be bothered, and still show them the love of Christ and bring them over to your side. So that's the areas I'm strong in. Do I still need some twerking? Girl, I need twerk, work, oil, and all that. But daily, I check myself about that. I might could say something and I'm convicted and I feel sorry, but I always resort back to the love of Christ. So I'm here for a purpose. I know it's great. I know what God want me to do. Do I want to do it? No. Perfectly honest. I ask God daily, like, what do you want me to do? Like, I don't know why he think that I'm just so grand. Like, I really don't. But who am I to argue with the Almighty, right? So listen, Saved and Slayed. I want y'all to be strong women. And strong women uplift other women. Strong women see an area in their life. If they can help, they help. We don't talk about them. We don't degrade them. We don't tell them how stupid they is or this and that. We give them a way of escape. Be the example that you always wanted. I wish I would have a woman to just tell me to do this and to do that and to do this and to do that without trying to get with my man. Can't get with my man, sis. And then you want me to believe. I mean, my baby father was fine. He stayed fresh and everything. So with that being said, I don't know. I just want y'all to be the women, another woman or another daughter or child can look up to. I would never get mad or have a problem or have an attitude about somebody that my daughter loves. You hear me? My kids will tell me in a minute. I called LaDon. Yes, did you call her? You know why? Because I never want her to have that taste in her mouth about women. I don't care who, if I ever fell out with them, they wouldn't. Will my kids see, hey, Charmaine, will my kids see Charmaine? I seen Auntie Charmaine. Because anybody they know in my life, they know it's family. Because these have women who have proved themselves to be a woman that they can look up to. I'll be like, you talk to LaDon? She'd be like, yeah, the other day. I ain't even talked to her. But I'm not mad because I know she a woman of stature that they can say something to. So just be a woman somebody need. I'm telling you, it's so many broken women out here. And it's always about a man. These men, it's not about a man. It's not about a man. Oh, he like my man. Da, 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 da. I was talking to this dude the other day. He told me he had a side chick for 15 years. In my heart, I said, well, what would make a woman? Where's her team? What would want a woman to be a side chick for 15 years? Who is your crew? And I told him, I said, the game don't change, just the people. I said, because he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I left my wife. Me and my wife had been together for about 6 months, and I'm with my child. I said, oh, she gonna leave you too. He gonna say, no, she's silent. I said, let me tell you something. The game don't change, just the people. See, it's all fun and games when you cheating with somebody, man, until it becomes your responsibility. See, she's responsible for you now. It's time to go. It's part of the game, and we ain't write the rules. We follow them. It's the game. Sir, she's gonna leave you. And he was like, no, she's solid. I said, oh, okay. But in my heart, forget that. I was just thinking like, what team? Girl, if I played like I was gonna play a side chick, my whole team would be like, yeah, okay. I would get spiritually, verbally, naturally roasted. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they know I would do the same for them. Because women don't let people, other women that's in our crew, we don't let people go beneath their means. I don't care if I ain't seen you in 6 months. You let me hear something foul, I'm calling you like, girl, what happened? And I don't know, nosy tip to encourage you, to inspire you that you better than that. I'm talking about side chicks is married. When you dating. You ain't got no ring, calm down. But if you are married and they off limits. I don't care what he got. I don't care. And everybody say, oh, it's about what he got. I see more women trying to impress men than I see men trying to impress women. I'm old school. I ain't never tried to impress no man. I mean, I am who I am. And I see it a lot. So, that ain't no cute side chicks. Men ain't even got money like they used to have it back in the day to have a side chick. You know how much money you had to have back in the day to have a side chick? Yeah, okay. I'm talking about a side chick is a person, when I was coming up, a side chick is a person you had in a house, paid all her bills, and she ain't do nothing but wait for you. She ain't work, she ain't do nothing. And I say again, y'all don't even have the type of money to be side. Like, and who on that? Back in the day, you see people be like, dang, they die, they degrade themselves for that, but they were really set up. I'm talking about set up and set out. So it's kind of for 15 years. I'm not understanding. Like, is you trying to get back? What are you trying to do? You waiting for him? Who waiting for somebody that for that long? I'm not waiting for nobody's husband, because the way you got in is the way you gonna get out. You got in cheating, you gonna get out cheating. You think it's the game? It's not us. It is the game. Period. So I couldn't see none of my homegirls being a side chick or saying I'm dating this married man, or separated is married. Divorce is divorce. Not the papers pending. And that's another reason God ain't blessing over mess like that. Y'all messing with married men, by the grace of God and the glory of God, my mind would never let me. So y'all think y'all out here doing something. Oh, I'm messing with him, he giving me this. He ain't giving you a lot, sis. Trust me. Did you hear what I said? I said, do you know how big Chevy was back in the day? I said my mother boyfriend and her man was working at Chevy. And I don't say that in no arrogance way. I'm trying to tell you that y'all ain't got enough to be walking around here talking about somebody's side chick. Or I'm staying with him or what's some call it. But I love you guys. I just wanted to get that on there. Yeah, they made me move my eyelash because I was about to cry. Glory to God, because it's a real felt thing. It's real out here, and we need more loving women to help it not be so hard. And I promise you, I'm one of them women, and I want you to be. So Saved and Slayed is just not it's just not a look. It's how you make people feel. Love on a woman today. You never know what she's going through. I don't care what she's doing. I don't care if her husband did this. I don't care. Listen, I talk about husbands because boyfriends is no never mind. If you ain't got no ring with a date, please me. That, okay? Because they bound to leave at any time. But when you are married, keep your mouth off people's marriages. Shut your mouth. You don't know what's going on. I promise you, I got married friends. They go, girl, give me your hand. Let's pray. Because I can't tell you nothing but to pray and then give it to God about a marriage. Now, I can tell you how to do these fools that's trying to do you. Oh, I got you on that one. But when you were to marry a covenant before the Lord, I have nothing to say bad about him. I have nothing to say what you need to do. But don't be nobody's fool. Don't be nobody. My cousin used to call me this. He used to say this. That not me to say, you sucker for love. And I used to be like, what is he talking about? He said, he's always saying, don't be for sucker for love. Don't be no sucker for love. At all. You ain't got to do jump ropes for love. Love should come naturally when you release it. So I love you. I want y'all to be encouraged. I want y'all to be a woman that any woman can look up to and say, hey, you know what? I can trust her. You know, I don't mind telling her stuff. I know she's not going to tell nobody else. I know she's not going to do that. I know she's not going to do this. I love you guys. I'm telling you, it took a lot of crushing, but I thank God for it. So that I can be an example to other young women and other young girls on how to live this good life. We're not condemning y'all. We're not condemning you when you tell us something, but we are going to pray with you and tell you next time what you could have did, you know, and sometimes you don't want to hear it, but it's okay. Because what we ain't going to do is we ain't not going to see you going the wrong direction and tell you not to go. Amen. So I love you. Saved and Slayed. It's on the rise. This is who I am. This is Cindy. Lucinda. My daughter be like, I can't believe your name is Lucinda. I guess because I'm so good. Diamond be cracking me up. I can't believe your name is Lucinda. I thank God for my kids. They in their right mind. They ain't out here wilding. They ain't out here dead. They ain't out here gangbanging. That's a blessing to come from a 15-year-old mother. You hear me? You hear me? And anything that they did that was not right, I did not condone. I do not condone the nonsense in my kids' life. I gotta accept it if they do it, but I don't condone it like, oh yeah, let's do no. We don't do that. From my sons up. I got one son, Ron. He swear he a genius, girl. He just think he's smarter than you. I could be. And see, Ron and Celinda ain't never seen Cindy. They always seen Lucinda. So I would be going off on Ron, and he would be like, but Mom, the words you're using in this sentence is not making sense, so I don't understand. Ron, stop playing with me, okay? You know what I mean? Because he swear he's so smart, okay? Selena just never really got in trouble, okay, until she got a little older, and she didn't even get in trouble then. She just be like, you know, she ain't want to listen. She'd be like, not listen in a bad way, but she'd be like, Mom, you told me not to care what no one else is thinking, including you, So Walter, Diamond, and Savon, they got the Cindy part of me, and I thank God that they still here in their right mind. Jahan got a good mother, you know. Savon is a little radical, but he's coming down. He's one of them, don't say nothing to my mothers. And Walter, he is just more laid back. He think he a little player. He's so fun. He's fine. Get on my nerves. He's so fine. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Testimony / transparency of who I am. And how I got to get there, because I'm going somewhere. And God is going to make sure that He is going to be the head of my life, so that when I get there, I don't stumble and fall. God is never going to do a great thing for you in your life and that's going to take you from him. But he know that everything he does for me and every place he's taken me and everything he gives me is going to be for his glory, so I can get closer to him, because that's just who he is, and I love him. He's faithful, y'all. God is stable. You can tell him something, he ain't going to tell nobody, but he going to get you right without telling it to the world. God is loyal. You hear me? He is loyal. And that's why I love him unconditionally. He has taught me things that I could never teach myself. Ever. I'll be thinking like, huh? But I'm grateful for the relationship that I had. So build that relationship with Christ, y'all. Don't forget to take a day out and set it for the Lord. Lord, let me see what you're talking about, what you're doing. Be appreciative of the things that you have now, so that when he can't elevate you if you ain't appreciative of where you at now, even if you don't have it. I'm appreciative of everybody that's in my life, everybody that has blessed me. I got blessed so good today. Shout out to Davina Nash. She brought me a boil. She brought me my little Slay all day cup. Can you see it? I was like, oh God. And she brought me my plaque. You see it? It says Slay and Wake, Pray, Slay. And she brought me my favorite water. Oh, God, Fiji. I was so blessed. I'm so grateful. It seemed like a little to y'all, but it's a lot to me that somebody think about me, because when you are a giver, you always think about everybody else. So for somebody to think about you was a blessing, and I appreciate that, Davina. I want y'all to know I love y'all. I want y'all to be encouraged. Charmaine, I love you. She is so creative. I got so much stuff I want her to do. I don't know how to ask her. I gotta ease my way back up in there. Like, okay, this is what I need you to do. But I love you. I appreciate y'all all that's watching. I want y'all to be encouraged. This is not a testimony of to be sad about, but it's a testimony of where God can take you from. And as I get higher, I'll go deeper into the testimonies of how he had to do the crushing. You know, the crushing is power. Do you know that God says no, y'all? I don't think people know. I don't think people know that God says no. And when God says no, that don't mean for you to take another route. Glory to God. To take another route, to do it the illegal way so you can get a yes. Sometimes you're just going to have to see people laughing at you, honey. Sometimes I'm going to give you an example and I'm going to let you go. I drive cab sometimes, and I went to go get some gas, and this guy called me. He was like, yo, they're giving gas half off at the thing. If you $30, fill up your tank for $15. And I didn't think nothing of it. Okay, I went. Now in the back of my head, I was like, he got a car. It's illegal. Probably. Ain't no problem. I know. So I got that gas. God said, don't do that no more. I said, what, God? It's just gas. He said, you do not worry about the world affairs. If you're dependent on me, then you depend on me when you don't have, or when you can't, not just when you have. So we want to trust God when he say no. Okay, God, I'll wait till you make a way. You know, if you ain't got cable, men and women of God, because like I said, my audience is on. If you ain't got cable, you can't have nobody hook up your cable illegally, honey. You got to go without. God will say no. His no means wait on him. You can't say, you know what? Hey, as men and women of God, and you trying to get somebody over here, you can't say, I'm trying to talk to you. I'm gonna listen. I'm not getting off. Let me say this right. I'm not dealing with no young girl to use her. What I mean, use her. I don't need you to babysit. I don't need you to do this for me. I don't need to buy your stamps. I don't need to do none of that. We're not buying stolen clothes from the kids, y'all. This is the woman that I needed to be. We're not smoking with the kids, y'all. And even if they are, we're not doing all that. So we want to be a woman of example. If we don't have it, we don't have it. We're going to have to go without. And it's okay. It's okay to be without. It's okay not to try to make another way to get what you need to get because God told you no. No, just wait and be patient, because he's pruning you. He's breaking you down. And yes, is they going to talk about you, girl? Listen, they talk about you in your face to you. Of course, they're going to talk about you behind your back. But don't you never mind that. You think I care about they say, oh, she don't have this shit up. I don't never mind that, because I'm focused on who is focused on me. And who's focused on me, y'all? Who's focused on y'all? When you see your kids, when you know you can pray to God, he go, God, Jesus Christ is the only person that's focused on us. So y'all should be only focused on him and let him handle whatever anybody else got to say or they got to do. We got enough going on. I take it to God, I leave it, and I keep it pushing. And anything that God has put on my heart to pray about somebody, you would never hear it or hear me talking about it to y'all. God don't have messy prayer warriors or intercessors. And I'm an intercessor and I'm a prayer warrior. And I'll never be messy. If I'm messy about me, not you. And even when I'm messy about me, my crew check me real quick. Oh, you thought that was cute or whatever. I love y'all. Y'all be encouraged. Saved and Slayed. It's not about a look, guys. It's about how we make people feel. Because what happens? Love wins. And what do love wins, y'all? Love wins your friends. It wins your family. It wins over your kids. It wins your marriage. It wins over your enemies. Love wins, y'all. So y'all be encouraged to find somebody to love on this week. Amen.